Hi and welcome to Crazy Contortion. So today, as you probably know, we're focusing on chest stands, so it's really exciting. Chest stands are a really complex contortion trick, so they do take a very long time to master. There's a lot of things to consider. So one of the main things that I get asked about chest stands is, how do you breathe? Because your organs are kind of compressed, your throat is compressed, so yeah, it is a good question. Now I would say with the breathing it's really important to breathe shallow breaths, okay? You're not going to be able to breathe with your belly, so you're going to be breathing up here, so up on your chest, with shallow breaths through the nose, okay? So I want you to try that when we're doing certain back bends. I will be talking a little bit more about the breathing as we go through the class. We're also going to be focusing quite a lot on hips and upper back, because although you probably, when you think of a chest stand, you're probably thinking, oh, it's a big back bend, it's a big lower back stretch, because it does look very contorted and it looks like a really deep back bend. Actually, your hips have quite a lot to do with it as well. So if you're doing a chest stand and your hips are not flexible enough, then it's going to, all the lower back is going to take all the load, and it's going to be quite unsafe and uncomfortable, as the most mobile part of our spine, which is our lower back and also the neck, is going to take too much of the stretch. So that's another thing to consider, is really trying to focus on stretching out the hips before we chest stand. Also upper back's probably the most important thing, because if your upper back is not flexible enough, then you're not going to be able to bring your legs over, and the weight is not going to be able to go over. You're going to kind of suffocate yourself a little bit, and you're going to there's going to be too much sort of weight over your chin. It's going to be hard for you to kind of look forward and to do it comfortably. Okay, so there's loads of things to consider, but I will talk you through them as we go. And I'm not going to throw you into a chest stand or even tell you to do one. There will be a chance near the end to try one if you feel like it, if you are experienced with it. But otherwise, most of the stretches will be preparation stretches that you can take home and practice a lot, and then one day, eventually, you will be able to chest stand. One more thing before we get started. Today I'm going to try letting you guys have an opportunity to ask questions. Usually we just do it in the chat, but I thought we'll try it today. If you want to ask a question, just unmute yourself, okay, and you can ask a question, as long as you don't ask like too many, because then I'll just be spending all my time answering questions. So if you try to if you really want to ask something, go ahead, don't be shy, because maybe someone else is wondering the same thing, so it can be really, really helpful. So we'll try it today for you guys to just speak out loud instead of typing in the chat. We'll see how it goes, and maybe it'll be really good, and maybe we'll do that in all the classes. Okay, enough talking. So let's start. So we're going to start with hands underneath the shoulders, knees stacked under the hips. We're going to travel through our cat-cow bends. We're going to inhale, arching the back, looking forward. And we're going to exhale as we round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. So I want you guys to just do as many of these as feels comfortable. We're not going to count them, you're just going to do them in your own time until you're kind of connecting with your body and your breath. Good, and then from here you're going to tuck your feet under, you're going to push up into a downward dog. So if your hamstrings feel a little bit tight today, you might just want to walk the legs up and down. So straight arms, you're pushing the floor away. Okay, from here you're going to come forward into a high plank, so you're pushing up between the shoulder blades. Don't stick your bum up like this, you want to be in a nice straight line. You're going to bend the knees, scoop the bum up, so we're waving up. So we're waving between our downward dog and plank. As you wave up into your downward dog, you want to try to bring your chest towards your thighs, or sorry, your belly button, I would say. So you're kind of making these movements really exaggerated. Good. Okay, excellent. So now I'm going to get you to stand up. We're going to warm up the legs. So we're going to do our front kicks with a lunge. So these will really, really warm you up and prepare our legs for the hip stretches we're going to do. So you're going to kick, bring the leg back into a lunge, okay? We sometimes do the dips. We're not going to do the dips today. We'll just go into one nice lunge. Yeah. So hips square, shoulders back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, change sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're going to do 10 more on each side. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, coming onto the mat. Have a drink of water. Okay, so let's do some hip stretches now. So you're going to take 2 blocks if you have blocks available. And you're going to come into a lunge. Okay? The internet is unstable. It's freezing. Okay. Alright, so we're not going to use the blocks too much just now. So what I want you to do is really, really push that back hip flexor down. Okay? So you can do that with your hand. Good. So try to relax it down. The more you relax, the deeper the stretch will go. Good. Okay, you're going to hold onto your blocks now. And what I want you to do is transfer your weight onto one block at a time. So I'm releasing the other hand off the other block, leaning towards my right side, and then taking the weight, leaning towards the left. Okay, like this. So I'm just transferring my weight from one block to the other. And you will notice doing this how low the hip flexor will get, how low your lunge will get. So now what I want you to do is move the front foot a little bit forward. Okay, so the foot is no longer just under the knee. And we'll do the same thing. So transferring our weight from one side to the other. Just make sure that your shoulders are back. Good. Okay, from here, I'm going to turn my blocks the other way as I'm getting quite low. You can keep them the higher setting or the lower setting, up to you. What I want you to do from here is to bend the back leg. Okay? If some of you find it a little bit hard to bend the back leg, just keep in your lunge, okay? And what I want you to do is small kicks back towards your shoulder. Okay, so you should feel the quad working a lot. Let's do 10 little kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, okay. And now we're going to come into our hamstring stretch. So you're going to straighten the front leg, flex the foot. You can use blocks. And you're going to squeeze the belly button down towards that straight leg. So you're trying to keep a nice lengthened spine. You don't want to be doing this, okay? Good. Make sure that your hips are square. If you feel that hip opening, just correct it by pulling it forward. You can pull your foot towards you as well. That will intensify the stretch. Good. Okay, so we're going to do the other side now. We will do our lunge on the other side. So just sinking into your lunge, just allow the hip flexor to relax down. Put some pressure on the back hip if you want to. Okay, take your blocks and let's transfer our weight from one side to the other. Okay, now wiggle the front foot forward, so you want to Bring the front foot forward and squeeze the hips down. And again, just transferring the weight. Keep the abs engaged. Good, okay. And now you're going to kick the back leg towards the shoulder. Okay, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, hips feel good? Or hips being tortured? Okay, so we're going to do another hip exercise. So you're going to come into, oh sorry, I forgot to do the hamstring stretch. I can see some of you remembered. Okay, so straighten the front leg, flex the foot, and squeeze the belly button down. Good. You can pull the foot towards you. Good. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Alright, next we're going to do a pigeon pose. So you're going to bend the front leg, straighten the back leg. Okay, so we're first going to try to square the hip, okay? So what I mean by squaring, which you probably know, is bringing that back hip forward. And you're going to wiggle the front foot up. So ideally it would be nice if you could get this front leg into a right angle, which is super hard. If you're finding it quite hard to get your hips down, you can use a block underneath your thigh here. Okay. So I want you to bring your weight forward. You can also use blocks to stabilize you if you want to, if you're feeling a bit wobbly. So if you can, bring your weight forward. And you're kind of actively trying to bring that back hip forward. And you should feel this on your glute, around your glutes and your hips of the front leg. Okay, now coming up. So what we're going to do here is a little bit different to what you might think. So we're actually going to turn out now. Okay, so we're turning out, bending this leg, so my hips are actually open just now. We're bending the back leg, so my hips are facing towards you. My foot here is flexed, and I'm going to wedge my foot into my elbow. Alright? If it doesn't go onto the elbow, you can just pull it in with your hand. And what I want you to do is try to get this hip, so it's the back hip, to come forward and down. Okay, so you should feel this all around the hip bone. It's quite a weird stretch. So this hip bone coming down. Okay, this is a really good exercise to loosen up your hips. And try to keep the body upright, so don't be leaning like this. You want to keep the body Nice and straight, as best you can. Good. Okay, that was a weird stretch, wasn't it? Okay, let's do the other side. So we'll do pigeon on the other side. Remember, use blocks if you need to. Bring the front leg, the front foot up a bit. Reposition the hips. So we start with square hips and then we're trying to bring our weight forward. Great. Okay, I'm just going to turn around so you guys can see. So now we're going to do the other stretch with the hips open. So bending the back leg, wedging the foot under into your elbow, and then trying to bring that hip forward and down. Okay. Yeah, so as I said before, hips are super important for chest stands, but also back bends, all back bends. Hips are really, really important. You don't want your lower back to be taking all of the weight and all of the stretch. Okay, good. So you can come out of that and just shake your legs around, so just make them feel normal again. Okay. Great. So we're going to warm up the back. Now, the first exercise you will need a block. So I've done this one a lot. This is one of my favourite exercises, and it is one of the most challenging as well. If you don't have a block, then just try to keep your hands shoulder width apart. So you're going to hold onto the block, you're going to have straight arms, you're going to squeeze your abs a lot, push the hip bones into the mat and try to raise your chest up. So you need to do that with a lot of ab control. So this is teaching you how to get a really strong back, and as you probably know, for a chest stand you need extremely a lot of strength in the back. Okay, we're going to do 10 together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Can you do another 10 and I'll watch you? I will watch you to see if you've got the right form. So remember, try to keep the legs stable. Okay, so you might want to engage the legs. So off you go. 10, 1, good, straight arms, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, looks like you're all understanding that exercise, so that's good. So the next one we're going to do is from a cobra position. So this one is really important for chest stands as well. I always teach this one in my chest stands class. So it's called the seesaw. So you want to really engage your core to allow yourself to roll onto your chest, bring your legs up, and then roll back with arms up, similar to what we just did with the block, and try to raise the chest as high as you can. So it's a seesawing motion. I will demonstrate. So you want to push up like a cobra, and then you're going to fall forward. So you're going to really squeeze your abs as much as you can. Okay, and try and keep the legs stable again for that one. Don't worry if your seesaws don't look too big today. Even if they're really small, it's fine. It takes a while to get used to this exercise. So let's do 10 together. Okay? If you can't do 10 in a row, then you can have a little break in between, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Who likes that exercise? Hands up if you like it. Hands up if you hate it. No. I actually love this exercise, and it does get a lot easier with time. Let's do 10 more. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's have a little rest in child's pose, okay? Just bring the breathing back to normal. I was doing chest stands yesterday for about 2 hours. I'm not sure if that was a good idea before my chest stand class, but I did it anyway. So just relax your forehead down, bring the breathing back to normal. Okay, great. So we're going to work now on upper back and neck. Okay, upper back and neck is so important for chest stands. So the first one we're going to start with is puppy pose. I'm sure you've done puppy pose a million times. So in your puppy pose, there's a couple of things I want you to remember. Is instead of having your hands flat on the mat, I want you to raise the hands up and just come onto your fingertips. Like, I'm not sure if you can see, like this. So instead of being flat, you're coming up onto your fingertips. So that will give you more stretch in the shoulders. I also want you to practice bringing the chin off the mat, okay? So some of you will have your upper chest and your chin on the mat. It might be a little bit difficult to raise the chin. If it is, that could mean that your upper back needs a little bit more work. So I want you to try and do that. So we're going to go into our puppy pose, bringing chest down, straight arms. Try to bring the chin up. Squeeze the armpits down towards the mat. Good. Okay, you can come out of that when you're ready. So hopefully you guys felt a bit of upper back engagement when you took the chin up. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, so next you can have a block if you want to. You don't have to. So we'll put our feet against the wall this time. Okay, and you're going to bring your elbows in together. Your hands are like a prayer. And what I want you to do is slowly bring your chest back and down. So you want to be pushing through the shoulders. If you're feeling this one too much in the lower back, engage your abs slightly and try to tuck the tailbone under. If you want to do it with the block, you can. It's a deeper stretch with the block. So try to keep the elbows together this time. Good. So you can come out of that one. Okay, was that nice? You all seemed very relaxed, so that's good. Okay, the next one is one that I teach in my upper back class quite often. So you're going to have your hands underneath your chin and you're going to bring your elbows in together. So you can have your feet against the wall again. Okay, so hands underneath chin, elbows together. You're going to slowly move your chest back and down towards the mat. So you might want to move in this stretch, you might just want to move backwards and forwards so that you can really feel the stretch. Just do it gently though, be careful. Okay. Sarah, can you move your elbows together? And anyone else that's got their elbows apart, try and move them together. It's a little bit harder actually to keep them together. So you should feel that in your neck and your upper back. Obviously for chest stands, you have to have a flexible neck. You have to make your neck nice and mobile. Good. Okay, so I'm going to torture you a little bit now, sorry in advance. So we're going to do that stretch, but we're going to take it to the wall. Okay, so it is a different sensation, it is more intense, so don't worry if your chest doesn't go all the way to the wall. Some of you might be able to get your chest to the wall, others you might not be able to. It is really, really hard to get your chest to the wall in this stretch. So it's the same concept, hands underneath the chin, elbows together, but this time instead of pushing your chest to the floor, you're going to push it towards the wall. So we'll do it from our knees. So you want to place one elbow at a time on the wall, hands underneath the chin. Now, you have to kind of position yourself correctly. It's quite hard. You've got to play around a little bit to see how far you should be away from the wall. So you're going to push your chest forward and towards the wall. So this is a really good stretch that you can practice your breathing in. So if you want to know how to breathe in a chest stand, you can practice with this stretch. So try to breathe shallow breaths through your nose, okay? Try that while you're doing this stretch.
I struggle to like keep my hands on my chin in this one. Is it okay to like put a block under there instead?
It's hard to get your hands under?
Sliding.
Yeah, do you want to use a block instead?
Yeah, can I try that?
Yeah, of course. So Nadia, it's up to you which way you put the block. So if any of you are struggling to have your hands underneath the chin, I told you this one was a torture. You can use a block under your chin. So you can have it on the higher setting, which is obviously the hardest, or you could place it on a lower setting, which is absolutely fine. And it's up to you if you want to have the arms straight or around the block. Okay, do you want me to show you that again? So you might want to have the block this way. Or on a lower setting. Just take it slow, be careful. Good. Is that okay, Nadia? Sorry, I know you can't speak when you're when you're in that position. I know sometimes I forget and I'm in a weird position and I'm trying to talk and it sounds awful. I'm like, I should have just talked after. Good, you're all doing really well with these stretches. Good. Okay, so you can finish off where you are. Don't jump out the stretch, come out of it nice and slow. The next one we're going to do is one that I've been teaching in my upper back class. So if you have done my upper back class, you might recognise it. It is a really, really cool exercise. So you're going to take a block, place it onto your mat. You're going to come up into a downward dog. Now it's you got to play around with this one as well to see where the block should be, as we are all different lengths. So you want to have your palms spread. You want to push back in your downward dog. So if for downward dog, you're usually looking towards your feet. This time we're looking forward. So the neck is long. And you want to try to get your chin on the block. Once the chin reaches the block, then you can really focus on pushing the chest down. Okay, now if you cannot get your chin on top of the block, then just maybe don't use the block, just forget about the block, and you can still get a really good upper back stretch just by looking forward and trying to push the chest down. Don't overextend in the lower back, try to keep the lower back stable. Okay, so with or without a block is fine. Nadia says that's hard. It is hard. Chest stands are very hard. Okay. Try one more time. You might be able to get just a little bit deeper. Remember, you don't have to use a block if it doesn't feel good today. Okay, great. So you can come out of that when you're ready. You all did really well. These exercises are really hard. They are contortion stretches, so it does take a while to get used to them. Okay, the next one we're going to do is my new favourite stretch. It's a stretch that I did quite a while ago, a few years ago, and I have revisited it recently. So you're going to face, your back is going to face the wall. You're going to bring your arms up, and knees can be hip distance apart. From here, what I want you to do, so just watch just now, you're going to follow the hands back towards the wall. Okay, some of you might be just able to just touch the wall and no more, that's fine. Okay, this might be enough. Some of you might be able to, walk the hands down the wall, tuck the feet, bring the bum back to the heel of the feet. Okay, this one's quite challenging as well. So don't worry if you're just able to just touch and no more. If you are a little bit scared to go back, then you can maybe just do a camel bend. So one of these, hands on feet, push the hips forward, relax the head and neck. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the other one again. So what you want to do is you want to bring the arms up. Inhale, use the breath. So we're going to inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale as we arch back. Hands to the wall. Once the palms are flat and the arms are straight, you can bring the bum towards the heel, tuck the feet. Good. Amy, move your bum back to your heels. Like try to sit on your heels almost. The bum doesn't have to touch the heels. If you're too close to the wall, this exercise will be really hard. So you might want to play around with bringing yourself a bit more forward. Good. Good, Sarah. Domi, good. Katrina, good. Shannon, nice. How you doing, Nadia? I just saw you coming out of that there. Elena, good. Susie, good. Laura, great. Yeah, this exercise will take quite a lot of practice. It's a really good one for you to try at home when you've got more time. Nadia said, how many are we aiming for? There isn't really any number, like just do as many as you feel like. It sometimes takes some of us a little bit longer to understand the exercise, especially me when I'm doing something new. I'll need to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. I'll have like 100 videos on my phone of the same exercise until my body's like, right, okay, I've got it now. I've got that and I'm not going to forget it. Good. Told you it was a hard one. Okay, Sarah says, it's hard to stop the lower back from crunching. Yeah, if you need more stretch in the upper back, you will feel that one more in the lower back, but what I need you to do is to try to engage the abs when you're doing that. You can also try to engage the pelvic floor, so try to stabilize the lower back. I know it's hard because naturally it will bend for you to get your bum towards your heels, but the more you stabilize that part, the easier it will be to bring the stretch up. But it is hard for many of us. Okay, I think we should do a bridge now. Now, we're going to do one bridge just to warm up, so you can do whichever kind of bridge you want to. Some of you might want to straighten the legs in the bridge, others you might just want to just do a normal bridge just to warm up the shoulders a bit more. So go ahead and just do a bridge, any kind of bridge you want, okay? And then I'll show you a bridge that is designed especially for chest stands. So warm up by doing your bridge. You can walk down the wall like Nadia's doing. So when you're doing your bridge, try to engage the inner thighs. You don't want your knees splaying out. Engage your abs as you transition in and out of your bridge. Once you're in the bridge, you can try to relax the hip flexors. If you feel too much pressure on your lower back, you can squeeze the glutes. That helps to take the pressure off. Good. Always try and hold your bridges. It can be hard, but you're wanting to train yourself to relax in a bridge. Good. And you can take a tuck or a forward bend if you need to. Okay. So I'm going to show you now a really good bridge for chest stands. It is quite tricky. You need quite a lot of arm strength. So don't worry if you don't get the chest really low in this. So what you're going to do is come into a bridge. You're going to walk your hands as close to your feet as you can. So you want to make the bridge really narrow and really high. You're going to raise your heels off the ground. So you're going to go onto your tiptoes. And what I want you to do is bend the arms slightly and try to bring the chest low to the ground and look forward. I don't want you to touch the ground with your chest, don't worry. It's very, very advanced. That's going to take a while. So just imagine that you're trying to go under your bridge. Okay, really important, that neck extension. That's what we've been doing with all the blocks and everything. So try and remember that. I will show you now. And I'm going to tie my hair up because it's really hard to do it with long hair. You might want to do the same. Okay, so coming into our bridge, walking hands towards the feet, squeezing the hip flexors up. Okay, raise the heels. Okay, and then from here, you're going to bend the elbows in, don't let them splay out. Bring the chest down. Keep the legs strong. Walk the hands back. Tuck chin to chest and roll down. It's hard to speak in that position. Don't worry if you don't get your chest that low. Absolutely fine, okay? You might just be able to bend your arms slightly, okay? Don't worry, it's fine. So you want to bend your arms and try to do that nice long neck that we talked about. Okay, and then one day when you have your chest stand, you can bring your chest down and go into a full chest stand from that position. It's not impossible, it will happen one day if you keep practicing. Good, Susie. Good, Marla. Are you going? Marla's going for the elbows. Good. Sarah, good. Elena, good. Katrina, really good. Well done. Tommy, nice. This one takes a lot out of you because it requires a huge amount of strength. Okay. Who found that hard? I think everybody did. If you didn't, you're really weird. Okay, we're gonna do one more bridge. Okay, just one more bridge, then we're gonna play around with chest stand positions. So the next bridge is one where you feel like you're trying to have a seat. So I think it's called the seated bridge. So I was just playing around with it just before. So it's like a kink shape. It's like this. I want you to practice pushing your bum down. Okay, so the knees will be bent. In this bridge, it helps quite a lot if the feet are closer together. So I will demonstrate this one. Again, if you don't have a lot of movement in this bridge, it's okay. You just do what you can and just do a normal bridge. So I'm bringing my feet in a bit and then I'm going to practice pushing my bum down. Okay? I'm looking towards my hands. So I'm doing little movements, bum down. Okay? So that's another really good one for upper back and shoulders too. You don't have to have a really close bridge. You don't want to have your hands too close to your feet. So we did that on the other bridge, but for this one, it can be quite wide. It'll work better if it's a little bit wider. Nice, Shannon. Sarah, good. How you doing, Leanne? Laura, good. Nice, Marla. Leela, I can just see your arms, but I think you look like you're doing it correctly. Good, Susie. Nice. Yeah, this is a really good exercise to do, this one. It's going to help a lot with upper back. Good. Okay, so I am going to show you different ways to get into a chest stand. Have I got a question? I think I have. You can speak, remember. You can unmute yourself and speak if you want. That's our new thing today, but no one's using it yet, apart from Nadia. You're too shy to speak. Don't worry, I would be as well. Laura said, I keep getting cramp up the right side of my back. That's strange. I wonder why.
I used to get that whenever I overtrained one side in pole and
Yeah.
tried to do back bends. I don't know if that's maybe an issue.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that if you do things kind of one-sided quite a lot, there will be a time when you do feel that. So yeah, as long as it's not a shooting pain, don't worry too much about it, but try and do your bad side more. That's all I can say. Try and do your bad side 3 times and do the other side 2. Okay, chest standing. We're going to use blocks. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Please don't do it unless you're experienced. I will give you guys who have never tried a chest stand, I'll give you another exercise. So blocks shoulder width apart. You're going to put the top of your shoulders onto the block and you're going to push your upper chest onto the floor in the middle of the blocks. Okay, so the blocks are here to stabilize you and support you and help you to bring your legs up, because it's important that we get enough height. It's also going to be you're also going to be able to breathe more with the blocks, because you have space under your throat. So the hands, like I'm doing like an L shape, so the L shape here, the first finger and the thumb are on the side of the blocks. Keep the elbows in, and then from here tuck the feet under. Take one leg up. Okay, so you might not be able to bend right over. In fact, I don't really want you to bend right over right now anyway. That's just a way of trying to get up in your chest stand. So you are welcome to try that if you've tried chest stands before and if you're confident and comfortable with them. If you don't feel like you're ready just yet, what you can do is bring your chest to the floor, raise one leg up and do small kicks overhead. Okay? And that will help you kind of feel where your chest is supposed to be. You can also do one with your chest on the floor and bring your arms up. Okay, and you can maybe clasp the hands. Straight arms, push the shoulders into the floor. And those two exercises are a really good way of testing your breathing. So if you're able to breathe in those ones, then you've got more of a chance of breathing when you're actually in a chest stand. Good. Who's trying with the blocks? Let's see. Good. You all keep freezing, so I keep having to move the mouse. Once you're in if you are able to kick up into a chest stand today, remember to keep your abs engaged all the time. That's really important. You don't want to be floppy, you want to keep everything nice and engaged. Also squeeze your bum. If you are at a really advanced level and you're able to get your legs over and down towards the floor, squeezing your bum will take the pressure off the lower back and will help you to actually bring your legs forward and down. Leanne, I love this one with the blocks. Yeah, I know you do. You're really good at it as well. I love this one too. So you can use the wall as well. You can use blocks or without blocks. I find it a bit hard to get the blocks in the right position because it's quite hard to actually get the legs up the wall as it is. So I prefer to do without blocks if I'm doing it with the wall. So bring my chest down. Push the shoulders into the floor and bring one leg up. And then try to really, you gotta be super close to the wall. And it's really hard to come out of it elegantly. Another way to do it is to hold on to a block So to have your chest on the floor and bring a block up towards your, just under your bra, hugging around the block. So my arms are like this, pulling the block in, and then from there, hips up. Oh. If any of you've got any questions, feel free to ask. When will I get my chest stand? Is that one of your questions? I can't tell you that.
I can chest stand, but I can't do any of these exercises. Like, I can't do any of them on the block or the wall or anything.
Oh, so you can actually, Amy, you can actually chest stand?
Yeah, but I just can't do any of, like, these things.
Well, if you can already chest stand, you don't actually need to do those ones.
I know, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe I need, like, a stronger way of getting into it, because I just roll into it. But I feel like these will make it a little bit stronger, just people help that I can't do them.
So how do you get into it? Do you do something like that, like roll into it? Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that if you're strong enough. But if your back's not strong enough, like if it's more floppy, then that can be a little bit dangerous sometimes. Like it is good to build up the upper body strength, so that you can lift into it. Do you want to show me, or you can show me if you want, and I can have a look.
I won't be able to do it now.
Yeah, I know, because everyone will be watching you. Cool, nice. Nice. Really good, that was amazing. Well done. Yeah, it's not easy and that was really good. Amazing. So yeah, you don't need blocks because you're already able to get your legs up. Blocks will help you keep the legs up. So I don't think that you will need to do those exercises. But you could practice the strength way of getting into it, so bringing the chest down and really squeezing the abs a lot. Okay, I know that's that's a really, really hard way of getting into it, but it will be better for your back in the long run. Anyone else got any questions? Sarah, you almost got up there. Laura's doing well, good. Good, Nadia. Yeah, they're not easy. They do take a long time. Katerina, really good. Shannon, great. Good. So, oh, we're running out of time now. We've actually run over. So let's cool down a little bit because we have done a lot of intense back bending and neck stretching, and I think we better just counter stretch. So we want to curl up into a little ball. Bring the head towards the knees, tuck chin to chest. And we're going to do our rolls from here. So just make sure that you have enough space, there's no obstacles in the way. Just watching out for my Buddha. And we're going to roll. Good, and take a twist. So it's always good to bend the spine in all different directions after back bending. So hand on opposite knee, twist, look behind your shoulder. And other side. Good. So yeah, some of those exercises you probably felt were really hard, really tricky. And to be honest, there's not really an easy way to do a chest stand. It's not something that you're just going to get straight away unless you're born really flexible. So these exercises are what you need to do to achieve a chest stand. So sorry, I know they're hard. But yeah, main thing is that you're strong enough to support yourself in the chest stand. So you want to have a really good balance between strength and flexibility. It's so important. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, that's okay. So tomorrow we have Barbie doll hips. So we're doing lots of splitty things. We're going to be doing a standing split with opposite hand to leg. And then on Sunday we have the needle scale class. Thank you, Nadia. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, thanks so much for joining. And I hope that I wish you all the best with your chest stand journey. Keep practicing. See you soon.